Hello out there, beautiful people. Welcome back to Introverse Uncharted's first episode of the new year on this Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. Let's get into the breakdown of Week 17 of the NFL season. We got one big thing to talk about. There's probably a couple little things we could chalk up in there, but there is one big thing that happened during this week of football that we are going to chat about. And on top of that, we're going to go over the NFL playoff bracket as it sits today before we get to Week 18. And Week 18 obviously always looks really weird because a lot of the playoff teams don't play their starters and stuff. Hence, fantasy football ends the week before. And your boy won his fantasy league. So crushing it, smashing it. What a way to start 2024. This is going to be Uncharted's year. I swear upon it. It's going to be a great year. And it's going to start right now when I tell you guys that what you need to do is you need to click the subscribe button right down. It's like down here. Just click it. Give it a little clicky, click, 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 click. Do that. Click it. Okay? Click the button right down there. And then you run on over to TikTok. That button's going to be more on this side. It's going to be like right here on this side of your screen. And you're going to hit subscribe to Introverse Uncharted right there. And then you're going to go on over to Instagram. That one kind of sits more middle area. You're going to hit that button right there. You're going to subscribe there. Threads, you're going to do the same thing. Facebook, you're going to hit the one that says follow or like. You're going to do that. You're going to smash all those buttons. You're going to hit every single one of them because every single one of those channels is going to explode this year with awesome stuff. Okay? That's what I say. Right now, I'm going to bring to you this year, Introverse Uncharted is going to bring you awesome stuff, and it's really going to start with that Royal Rumble Live on January 27th. It's going to be an absolute banger. You're going to want to see it. You're going to want to tune in. You're not going to want to miss a second of it. I promise you. You're going to want to see it. Now that I've had my crazy, manic moment, drinking pre-workout, we're hot. We're ready to go. We're going to break down Week 17 of the NFL season real quick, real fast. Probably not as fast as I'm currently going, but you know what I mean, right? We're not going to prolong the agony. We're just going to talk games. That's what we're going to do. And let's start with the Thursday night game. It was Jets at Browns. The Browns pull off that win. I said the Browns takes me 1-0. On to Lions at Cowboys. Oh. Man, that's the drama we're going to talk about right at the end of this. But I called the Lions, and what's important is Lions picked up an L, taking me to 1-1. On to the Sunday slate, Patriots at Bills. I said Bills. The Bills do pick up the win, taking me to 2-1. Falcons at Bears. I said Falcons, because to hell with the Bears. But the Bears squeak out a big win. Big win. They look powerful near the end of this year. It's going to be a lot to come down the pipe. We'll talk about it more on Thursday. But that takes me to 2-2 with a Bears win. Raiders at Colts. I said Raiders over Colts. I was wrong on that one. That takes me to 2-3 as the Colts pick up that win. On a Rams at Giants. I said the Rams. The Rams do pick up the win to even me back out at 500 with 3-3. On to Cardinals at Eagles. I said the Eagles because why wouldn't you? And the Cardinals absolutely do beat the Eagles to take me to 3-4. And more importantly, send out a big fraud alert because the only teams that the Eagles seem to lose to aside from the 49ers are bad teams. The Jets and the Cardinals. Like, get out of here. Just get out of here. Frauds. Trash, hot garbage. Jalen Hurts hurts me. I don't even understand what's happening. On to Saints at Bucks. I said the Bucks, and they get upset by the Saints to take me to 3-5. 49ers at Commanders. I said 49ers. The 49ers do pick up a win over the Commanders to take me back to 4-5. Panthers at Jags. I said Jags. The Jags steamroll the Panthers, even with their backup quarterback, taking me to 5-5. Dolphins at Ravens. I said Ravens, and the Ravens absolutely blast the Dolphins. Just rocked them, taking me to 6-5. Titans at Texans. I said the Texans. The Texans do pick up the win, absolutely dominating the Titans, taking me to 7-5. Steelers at Seahawks. I said the Steelers because the Seahawks just don't seem to have the consistency factor on their side. The Steelers do pick up that win, taking me to 8-5. Chargers at Broncos. I said the Broncos, even minus Russell Wilson. And Jared Stidham does pick up his first career win over the Chargers, taking me to 9-5. And if you guys haven't seen the clip of him finding out that the Broncos had been officially eliminated by from the playoffs at that point in time, it's heartbreaking, man. You could tell he thought he was making a difference for that team. He did pick up a win for him, but definitely seeing the devastation when he's told in that post-game interview that the Broncos had been eliminated. Just a sad day for him. Feel bad for him, but I think his future looks bright. If he remains a Bronco, we'll see. But the Broncos are going to look weird next year, I think, for sure. On to Bengals at Chiefs. I said the Bengals because I thought they were going to upset the Chiefs. The Chiefs have been in this weird purgatory area of can't really win, losing these weird games, throwing temper tantrums. Those types of things still carried on, but the Bengals did lose to the Chiefs, taking me to 9-6. That is the game that eliminated the Denver Broncos. And then we got to the Sunday night game with all of it on the line. Packers at Vikings. Packers win or the Packers go home. I said the Packers, and the Packers do pick up a win over the Vikings in dominant fashion as Jordan Love looks exactly how we want him to look at this point in the year, taking me to 10-6 and moving the Packers to next week in another win or go home situation against the Chicago Bears. DJ Moore says he has something in the tank for us, and I can't wait to see what that's going to be because I think Jordan Love has something in the tank for him. So let's just see what happens. That's the end of the breakdown. Like I said, takes me to 10-6 on the week. That moves me to 94-69 on the season. And man, let's see. I at least, we got to get over 100 this season. I think it's going to happen. I think it's absolutely going to happen. Question is, do I stop after week 18 or do I predict the playoffs and do this playoffs maybe as a separate? I don't know. Drop a comment. Do you think I just do the playoffs roll into this number or do I have to do a whole nother thing? I don't care. I'll do it either way. I'm down for whatever. All right. Let's talk real quick about the Detroit Football Lions and the Dallas Cowboys. What a game. That game was incredible. Came down, obviously, right to the wire. The Lions score. They're 1 point away from tying and going to overtime. And MCDC does what everybody is thinking. And he is going to send out the 2-point unit. Send out the 2-point unit to win this ball game. They either win it on the field or they lose it on the field. They're doing it right here. They're doing it right now. I love it. I actually love that decision. I love doing it in that moment. Okay. I was explaining this to my dad as we're watching this game take place because he was like, "Oh, it's stupid. How can you do it? How just kick it and go to overtime?" Which I understand. But here's the deal, right? It's only a stupid decision if it doesn't work. If it works, everybody's like, "Oh, it's genius. They did it." But if it doesn't work, then you look like an idiot. So they're going to run a trick play. And it's not even really a trick play. They're just going to declare you're the end of the line an eligible receiver. They send out 2 people to declare eligibility. I still haven't heard an audio recording of the refs announcing anybody as eligible. But Aaron Rodgers was saying today that on the Spanish program you can hear it over the loudspeaker. I don't know. I have not heard either direction. But what I do know is from what I have seen, this is, again, all just personal thoughts, okay? You can, please comment what you think about the Detroit situation, okay? But let's talk about just what I saw was 2 players go to that ref before the play started. Now, the only reason these 2 specific players would have had to have gone to the ref would be to declare eligibility to catch a ball. That's it. To check in. They're reporting. That's what they're doing. Now, it looks like this ref is in an oddball hurry to kind of get out of there. But it looks like they did their due diligence. That ref should have known exactly what's going on. That's what I know. That's what I saw take place, okay? The math just says they're not walking out there to be like, sup, homie, and like give him a shoulder tap. Like, that's not happening. I don't think that's happening. I think that they went out there for one reason, and they went out there to tell him that they're reporting. This play takes place. I can't remember the exact name of the player that catches this ball, but Goff throws a missile into that end zone for the 2-point conversion. The catch is good. The attempt is good. They go up by 1 point. But then there's a flag. The flag comes out. What's happening? And it was an ineligible man downfield was one of the calls, and the other that I heard one of the rules analysis say was illegal formation. Either way, same penalty, essentially. Same consequence. And the consequence is bringing the ball back out. It's like a 5-yard penalty, and they're going to have to go again. Okay. MCDC is losing his mind. Why? Because we all saw it. We all saw them go and talk to that ref. There's just no reason that should have taken place. Okay, so that seems all crazy. But what I will say is, in the NFL, calls get botched all the time. Excuse me. We have talked about it a ton this year. We have seen calls just get absolutely blown out of proportion. You know, the Chiefs-Packers game with the pass interference and the roughing the passer. Like, it's just all this crazy. This whole year has been crazy missed calls all over the place. Or calls that were made that just made no sense whatsoever. Okay? This is one of those times where this is a call that made 0 sense whatsoever. It shouldn't have even happened. It just shouldn't have happened. But it did. And the ball comes back out of the end zone. Now, again, bear with me. If I'm the coach, if I'm MCDC, and I'm talking into the headset, I go, okay, Goff, everybody off the field. We're going to send out the field goal unit. Here's why. It worked once. You kind of had them off balance a little bit. They didn't know if you were actually going to go for it, if you're going to call the timeout. Like, what are you doing? And you got them. You did. If we ignore the official call on the field, you got them. You hit the pass. The 2 points are good, and you're chalking along. But your momentum is now shifted because you technically didn't get it, and the call didn't go your way. So what I do is, hey, they're on to us. Let's just kick the field goal, and let's let our defense do the work down the pipe. That's what I do. That is not what MCDC did. As a matter of fact, he went for it 2 more times because one of them also had an offsides penalty, and it brought them back closer to the end zone, and then they miss on the last attempt, and that is how the game ends. That's how the game ends, is with a missed 2-point conversion attempt, essentially. Yeah, I mean, the refs, I heard that the refs that reffed that game are the same refs that did the Chiefs-Packers game and another really bad game this year. But I also heard that they are all ineligible to be refs in the playoffs. Good. Absolutely good. I don't think it's enough. I think that we need to find ways of making refs more accountable. I saw somebody say that refs should have to wear body cams. I actually agree with that. Normally I'd be like, oh, that seems kind of like an overreaction. But especially in this specific situation, having a ref with a body cam, seeing these 2 big linemen walk up to the line to be like, hey, I'm eligible. That changes the whole thing, right? Then we have definitive proof that they did what they did. Or what they were supposed to do, right? So I don't disagree with that. I think there needs to be fines. I think there needs to be more repercussions. I've seen people being like, oh, you got to overturn the result of the game. You can't. The facts are you can't. There have been other games in the past that people have wanted that same outcome. Like, oh, you got to redo. You got to redo the last drive, or you got to turn over the results, or whatever. Like, you can't. The final is the final. The Lions know that. And what the Lions know for sure is that now they cannot become the number 1 seed, that they're stuck in that number 3 spot, and they will play wild card weekend. But, I mean, I think that means that they need to, like I said, it just needs to get tighter. We need to get stricter on refs. Because you don't want big game situations like this. It was a good matchup anyway, and you don't want that game ending in that way. Not in the Patrick Mahomes way, if you can't call it there. You absolutely can. If they didn't declare as eligible, you absolutely have to call it. You have no choice but to call it. But I just feel like when you have big games like this on the line, it sucks when they end in such crappy ways, when it looks like the pieces all add up to them ending the way that they should be ending, and somehow there's a miscommunication. So I'm not here to say, to hell with the refs. I'm here to say that they need to be stricter on the refs for missed calls and stuff like that going forward. I will bet you, sorry, holy crap, still kind of getting through my head cold stuff from last week. I'll bet you anything that next year we see a different behavioral profile for refs and maybe even some repercussions for missed calls, bad calls, whatever needs to happen. Calls are going to get missed. Sometimes you're not going to call every holding. There's holding on every play and stuff like that. But when you miss calls or you botch calls that change the outcomes of games, it becomes really tough, right? So that's my thoughts on the Detroit Football Lions situation from this weekend. I wish them the best of luck going forward. I bet that they play scrubs this next week, and then we get to see a healthy Detroit Lions team go into the playoffs for the first time in God knows how long. And I look forward to seeing it, and I hope that my Green Bay Packers get to join them. We just have to beat the Bears. That's all we got to do. We got to beat the Bears. And if I remember correctly, I think there's a deed somewhere that says that the Green Bay Packers, maybe a specific Green Bay Packer from the past, owns them. And I'm pretty sure that deed got signed over to a current Green Bay Packer. So we got a lot riding. Not just a playoff spot, but the deed to Soldier Field is on the line next Sunday at 2:25 Mountain Time. That's what I'm looking forward to. All right, real quick, let's get into the playoffs. Let's just get into the brackets real quick. Clinched on the AFC side are the number 1 seed Baltimore Ravens, number 2 Miami Dolphins, number 3 Kansas City Chiefs, and number 5 Cleveland Browns. Joe Flacco getting off the couch and right back into the playoffs. In the hunt in the AFC are the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Buffalo Bills, and the Indianapolis Colts. I look forward to seeing the outcomes of their games this weekend to see how this plays out. In the bubble, the Texans and the Steelers, still waiting to see if everything can go their way and they can weasel their way in at the last second. Eliminated from the AFC officially as of what would have been Sunday night is the Broncos, the Bengals, the Raiders, the Jets, the Titans, the Chargers, and the Patriots, all eliminated officially. If your team is in there, drop a comment, throw me some sad faces, some crying faces. There's a chance that I might have to join you next week. We'll see. Football gods have to pay us out here. But if your team is in that losing column, drop me a sad face. If your team is in the winning column, you drop me one of those faces that has like the stars for the eyes or the hearts. Give me some positivity in the emojis. In the bottom, just down in the comments, go ahead and drop a comment right now. And let's get to the NFC side of the playoff bracket real quick. On the clinched side of this ball, the number 1 San Francisco 49ers, number 2 Dallas Cowboys, number 3 Detroit Football Lions, number 5 the Philadelphia Eagles. Sorry. Wow. Sometimes it just happens. There's just nothing I can do. And number 6, them LA Rams. In the hunt still are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Green Bay Packers. Bucs sitting at 4 seed. Packers currently sitting at 7. In the bubble on the NFC side, the Seattle Seahawks, the New Orleans Saints, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Atlanta Falcons. Eliminated from the NFC as of this point are the Chicago Bears, the New York Football Giants, the Commanders, the Arizona Cardinals, and the Carolina Panthers. That is your playoff bracket breakdown, and this has been your Takeaway Tuesday show right here on Introverse Uncharted. Once again, you guys, we want this year to be the biggest year of this channel so far. We're in our second year, essentially, okay? Like, this kind of started in 2021-ish, but really the drive happened through 2022 into 2023. 2023 has been the biggest year so far. I really only count 2 of the years. Like I said, the COVID years didn't feel very productive, but we've been rolling through 2023, and we are going to continue to smash it through 2024 with bigger shows like this Royal Rumble Live on January 27th. It's a Saturday. Make sure that you follow the channel, hit that bell so you can get notifications about this event happening. On top of that, make sure if you haven't yet, once again, right here, bang, you just hit that subscribe button anyway. Hit that bell so you can get notifications about when new episodes go up, and then run over to TikTok, Instagram, Threads, X, Facebook, all of them. Run on over to all of them. And then you follow, you subscribe, you share, you like, you do all the good stuff. And this channel goes from here all the way to the moon, to Mars, and beyond. Let's go into 2024, you guys. I'm feeling good, feeling strong, feeling confident, and we are going to crush it this year. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in to the very first takeaway show of 2024. My name is John. This has been Introverse Uncharted, and remember to do more than simply exist and come with me into the uncharted. Let's go!